My wife is currently battling cancer, and one of the things she's told me she's struggling with the most was losing her hair. She's been given a near 100% chance of survival since we caught it early, but the chemotherapy has destroyed her hair anyway, and she had to shave what was left of it off a few weeks ago. Not long after that, she suggested we attempt to get our 17-year-old daughter, Anna, to do so as well. Anna has very long hair that she puts a lot of care into, so I felt it was appropriate to ask her in private if she wanted to/would be willing to do such a thing. She told me that she didn't want to cut her hair, and I figured that was the end of that. However, yesterday they came home from a girls' shopping trip, something they do every so often, and Anna had a buzzed haircut. That struck me as odd after what she'd said. So after dinner, I talked to her, and she told me that my wife had said she would never forgive Anna if she didn't show her support by buzzing her head. I asked her if she was happy about it, and she said that she wasn't. Quick context, I used to be fat, but lost about 100 pounds a few years ago. Got into fitness and generally watch what I eat, but like to indulge every once in a while, a bit disordered in the past, but have a handle on it now. Recently, we had a birthday in the family, so we went to a local restaurant to celebrate. Just so happens they have a burger challenge, $1.40 free if you finish in 60 min, about 5 lbs including sides, which I got, and quite easily finished TBH, because I felt I had been quite good with my nutrition for some time, and I'm not particularly looking to cut more fat right now. Even ordered dessert after, mostly for comedic effect, but still. The whole time I was eating, I noticed my Sil, who is quite obese, giving me strange, almost disgusted looks. While I enjoyed my dessert, my brother said something like, "I can't believe you finished all that and are still eating," with a smile in a sort of impressed way, to which his wife, said Sil, added, "Yeah, I wish I could eat like that, but my genetics won't let me." I put down the fork and said, "I can eat like this sometimes because 95% of the time I don't, while you have small indulgences every day which piles up. Has nothing to do with genetics. It's your choices." She got quiet and actually shed a tear at the table, which did, of course, make me feel bad. But she and my brother have now been ignoring me, and my sister actually told me I shouldn't have said it and apologize. I would do so for hurting her feelings, but what I said was just factually correct. So am I the asshole? Gucci goo goo gaga yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Gucci goo goo gaga yeah, 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 yip it. I was an acoustic witness in a murder case. In the hotel room next door, a young couple was on vacation. They were always partying, etc. One night, my father and I were back in our apartment. My father was not feeling so well, needed fresh air, so he left the window to the courtyard of the hotel open and went to bed. I slept in the other room and had a strange nightmare, with a loud scream and sirens. However, the next morning I told my father about the nightmare, and he told me, "You weren't dreaming. The police was talking underneath the window in my room. The neighbor girl was caught in the hotel room with another man, and the men got into an argument. She jumped in between them and got a knife in her chest. Gucci goo goo gaga yeah, 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 yeah. 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 Gucci goo goo gaga yeah, 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 yip it. Redditors, what are some crazy hospital stories? 73 here. Former clinical microbiologist, long ago. Still, I found myself all over the clinical lab at times, not just infectious disease. So one day this 20-something guy, wife and mom in tow, walks in with a paper request for semen analysis pre-computer era. Okay, not the most comfortable encounter, but I'm a professional and did this drill many times. He had not been briefed by the doc and had no idea how establishing infertility in males was done. Well, okay, a challenge then. I took him aside and, using standard medical terminology, told him how a diagnosis is made and what he needed to do to provide a specimen. He wouldn't believe that I was asking him to masturbate into that container. Astonished. Then he played dumb, as if the word was unfamiliar to him. We looped through the medical terms and procedure again, and I eventually resorted to every word I knew to describe the act. It was like a George Carlin bit. A half hour later, he emerged from the toilet with 2 inches of urine in the cup. God almighty. The report went back, patient provided improper specimen. Redditors. What's something so stupid you took part in? The background is my friend ran into a trash can and she didn't want her dad to find out, so she called me. Well, we didn't know when her dad was to come home, so we grabbed tape, paint, and cardboard. So when we got it taped and patched, her dad pulled down the street and she told, "What are some crazy stories that occurred on Reddit that horrified you?" Veteran stories about how they would be in trucks or Hummers handing out candy to local children, and one child, who had been given a grenade by local insurgents, would try to throw a grenade in the cab, but it would bounce off the side and explode in the crowd. Redditors, what is the best prank you pulled? Start of COVID, I listed free toilet paper on Craigslist with my husband's number as a prank. The ad with an image of toilet paper said he was a single man and had more than he needed and wanted to give it to others. I only listed it for 4 hours, and he was still getting called for months. Redditors, what's a mistake you made? I 28F and my husband 34M are having issues. He is unfaithful and we didn't live together. I felt betrayed. Then I met a man 26M that was nice and really funny. We drank and did the naughty. Soon my marriage healed and I found out I was pregnant. My husband was mad and threatened to K. Redditors, what are some crazy hospital stories? 73 here. Former clinical microbiologist, long ago. Still, I found myself all over the clinical lab at times, not just infectious disease. So one day this 20-something guy, wife what are some crazy hospital stories, walks in with a paper request for semen analysis, former clinical microbiologist, long ago. Not the most comfortable encounter, but I found myself all over this clinical lab at times, not just infectious disease. He had not been briefed by the doc and had no idea how establishing infertility in males was done. Walks in with a paper request for semen analysis, pre-computer era. I took him aside and not using the most standard medical term, but I'm a professional, told him how a diagnosis is made and what he needed to do to provide a specimen, and had no idea how establishing infertility in males was to masturbate into that container. Okay, a challenge then. Then he played dumb. I took him aside and, as if the word using was standard medical terminology, told him how a diagnosis through the medical terms and what he needed to do to provide. I eventually resorted to every word I knew that I was asking him to masturbate into. It was like a George Carlin astonished. Then he played dumb. Later, he emerged as if the word was unfamiliar to him in the cup. We looped through the medical terms and procedure. The report went back, and I eventually resorted to every word I knew to describe the so stupid you took. It was like a George Carlin. The background is my friend. A half hour later, he emerged and she didn't want her dad to find out, so she called me. Well, we didn't know when her dad was to come home, so we grabbed patient, provided improper specimen. So when we got it taped and patched, her dad pulled down the street and she took part in. What are some crazy stories that occurred on Reddit trash that horrified she didn't want her dad to find out, stories about how they would be in trucks we didn't know when her dad was to come home, so we grabbed tape, paint, and one child who had been given a grenade by local insurgents would try to throw a grenade in the cab. What are some crazy stories that occurred on Reddit that horrified you? Redditors, veteran stories about how they would be in trucks or Hummers. Start of COVID, I listed free toilet paper on Craigslist with my husband's number as a grenade by local insurgents. The ad with the image of toilet paper would try to throw a grenade. He was a single man, but it would bounce off more than he needed and explode and wanted to give it to others. Redditors. I only listed what it for the best 4 hours, you pulled, and he was still getting called for months. I listed Redditors, free toilet paper on Craigslist with my husband's number as a prank. And my husband, the ad with the image of toilet paper issues. He was a single man and we didn't have more than he needed. I felt betrayed and wanted to give it to others. Then I met a man. I only listed it for 4 hours, and he was still getting called for months. We drank and did the Redditors. What's a mistake? Soon my marriage healed, and I found out I was pregnant. And my husband was mad and threatened having issues. He is unfaithful, and we didn't live together. I felt betrayed. Then I met a man 26M that was nice and really funny. We drank and did the naughty. Soon my marriage healed and I found out I was pregnant. My husband was mad and threatened to K.